Ian, this is the first news release I have ever read that has an exclamation mark. This seems incredible. You're making ammonia. How about we
Yeah,
start there?
yeah, no, it's super exciting, Tracy. And putting the exclamation mark, the editors came back and said, "Are you sure you want an exclamation mark?" And we said, "We're sure we want an exclamation mark." This is the biggest piece of news out of Fuel Positive since we started in January of 2021. So, and the piece of news that everyone's waiting for, right? Does the system work? This is a big question with any technology company, and it works, and we got it validated by third parties, and it's producing beautifully, and we're now ramping up production across the system. So it's very, very exciting news for us.
And for those of you new to Fuel Positive, you probably want to know what you're producing. What are you producing, and how big is this market?
Yeah, this is an $80 billion market in ammonia. 80% of it is used all over the world in agriculture, and it is an incredibly important element in agriculture to help feed the planet. But it's also one of the most carbon intense manufacturing processes on the planet. So we said there's got to be a better way of doing this. And we looked specifically at green ammonia, and green ammonia that's produced on the farm. So we are the opposite of how the entire industry has run for the last century. Very, very disruptive, with great response from farmers all over the world.
And speaking of disruptive, if you're not intrigued with green ammonia and the word fuel positive and an exclamation mark, let's talk carbon credits.
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing about what we're doing and producing, where the green ammonia is going to be used, is that it is a pure credit. There is no complexity in terms of calculating the value of the credit at the end user site. So we make it very, very easy to add the value of the carbon credit to the value of the system. Fuel Positive controls the carbon credit, so we can utilize that to help end users defray cost, reduce cost, and also for the company, invest those credits and value those credits back in technology development. So we're incredibly well positioned to take advantage of carbon credit markets around the world, and well positioned with one of the best advisors in the world as well on our team, Andre Meck. So yeah, it's the future of that is very, very compelling to us.
Well, you can't lead with that without us asking you a follow-up question. Tell us more about Andre. Why should we be so excited?
Well, Andre's been in the carbon reduction industry for over 2 decades. He is one of the most respected engineers in the space. He has been responsible for drafting and bringing forward many of the carbon reduction and carbon credit policies around the world. So he's sought after by major and minor corporations and governments to provide guidance. A very, very tremendous asset. And we were incredibly lucky to have him join us as a consultant.
Well, obviously, this ESG element is very compelling to your audience. You've got calls from around the world, and governments are starting to line up. I think you just received your first of undoubtedly what will be many grants from the government.
Yeah, no, super excited. The first grant that was confirmed was from the government of Manitoba, where our first system will be in place later this year. So that was amazing. And we have tremendous reach into the federal government of Canada in various departments who are really, really interested in what we're doing. So we expect that we'll get traction there and subsequent announcements related to those very exciting relationships. So that's great news as well.
So what should we expect next? You've got an exclamation, we are producing. So I guess the next one is we are selling.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a really good point. So we've got over 200 systems in serious levels of discussion and interest to purchase. We've got the first 30 systems very firmly in place. We expect shortly to be taking major deposits on those initial systems. And then we're moving from pre-revenue to revenue. The whole game changes for us, obviously, and with a lot of excitement, a lot of interest, as you said, around the world, in multiple sectors. So a very, very exciting future, near future.
I just want to add one more thing. With your news release, I found this quite interesting. You're the first decentralized, containerized green ammonia system in the world. That must be worthy of at least one question. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's something exciting to have first mover advantage for sure. And there are a number of companies out there trying to do this, but they have not reached the level of completion readiness that we have. And I think that it'll be a huge differentiator going forward for us as well, as early adopters are really interested in attaching themselves to technology that is breakthrough and disruptive. So we're very, very excited about that aspect of it.
Well, Ian, as always, what a pleasure. And we are certainly watching you. And for everyone out there going, I need to learn more about this, please go to their website. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Tracy.